Light is life, and the lack of it brings degradation. That's what happened in Ewan when the absence of light infected the whole place. And the problem arises when Ori and Kun get lost in this decaying forest. Get ready for the most moving ending in the Ori universe. Honestly, I nearly cried playing this game. Check out the full story behind Ori and the Will of the Wisps. If you want to help light up my channel, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Also, follow me on Instagram to catch the news before anyone else. And now, let's get to the video. The world now seems pretty peaceful, and in the Swallow's Nest we begin Ori's journey. The first friend we meet is Gomo, and he calls us to follow him.
We will always remember the day when a new life arrived in my home. We called her Gomo.
Calm, and she really is.
Yeah, my friends, life was just too good. We took naps and enjoyed every second with our friends.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho.
Ho!
Ho ho, the sky was calling to her. Even Naro heard it.
Unfortunately, our friend the owl had a small problem with one of her wings, and because of that, she couldn't fly. Since we were a family, we stayed by her side for as long as needed, until we remembered something from the past, the last gift from a mother. And searching through all the stuff we've been carrying since the first game, I find the Kuro feather. That's right, the feather left by her mother. We can probably use it somehow to solve this little problem. That's when we wake up Gumo so he can use his Brazilian Gumo skills and work his magic. Without wasting any time, it was time to test this new ability. Together with new wings, the sky was within reach.
Together now divided by the storm. Our story began.
And even before being woken up by the meerkats, the storm wakes me. With no sign of our friend, we are now in the Inkwater Marsh. And well guys, let's just say now our gameplay really begins. Just like in the first game, we have the life and energy orbs. You'll find cell fragments and orbs throughout the map to further increase Ori's strength. A big difference is the checkpoint, which here is automatic and no longer manual like in the first game. I immediately tested swimming and saw that the water was contaminated. Another difference here is that the game itself shows you the location of the orbs as you find them. After that, you'll also be able to buy the location of all of them, including the secret ones, but I'll show that later on. This spirit light here is going to be a kind of currency, right? So this time we don't have that skill tree to upgrade like before. You learn them by talking to specific characters. Personally, I found this pretty interesting, and the best change for me was in the combat part. As you can see, just by picking up this torch here, we gain a fire attack ability. We'll have several types of specific abilities to equip on Ori. And the game will force you to keep switching between them for each situation in the game. And the first character we meet is Talk.
Skork, what are you? Clearly you're not a Mok. You're not even from New, are you? I've visited many lands near and far, but I've never seen anyone like you. Did you come from the other side of the water? Well, whatever you are, I'm Tok, a wanderer around these parts. The best parts, at least. I'm taking shelter from that storm, but if you're thinking of moving forward, you'll have to go through the Spirit Gate to the east. You'll need 2 keystones, like this one here, by the way. The other is in the cave ahead. But getting it is a job for someone more agile than me.
What do you say? The Lost Stone. Retrieve the keystone in the cave beyond Talk and he'll give you his. So we receive our first quest. Here we'll separate main quests from side quests. Yes, there will be many for you to complete. And in that same standard setup, we have the keystones to open sealed doors. At times, the path can also be blocked by enemies and will only open after you defeat them all. After finding the missing stone, it was time to talk to Talk again.
You're back. Is that a keystone I see there? Well, here's another one for your effort. Am I a bird of my word or what? Now, can I continue my wanderings?
Wandering through the lost wonders of Nui.
Before more are lost, and you can continue with whatever it is you're doing.
The Lost Stone. Mission accomplished. I then happily went to clear the blocked path, but the joy didn't last long. I think I'm screwed, guys. Oh my goodness. The first chase of the game has already started. I'm gonna have to jump every now and then. Because he doesn't run, does he? Does he run? Wow. Take that. Fire. Wow, he has health. Man, okay, I didn't think they'd throw a boss fight at me right away. Yeah, I'm gonna die like this, man. Was that it? Did he get mad? Like, real wood. Wood for me and run. Trash. Man, the game already started in a way that you have to stay sharp, right? Moving forward a bit more, I get to the Howling Den. And it doesn't take long around here before I find the first ancestral tree. Yeah, it looks like other spirits have been here at some point when...
Ancient light awakened. Naro and Gumo groped through the darkness.
You're not like the others, the Screamer or the Invader. An ancient light shines within you. The tree remembered. It shone, it knew. It shared its memory with you.
Spiritual Slash. You have obtained a new ability. Hold LT to bind it to X, Y, or B and unleash consecutive attacks. Chambra, my friends. You're holding the powerful lightsaber now, huh? With this new attack, I can break some walls. In doing so, I find the first spirit fragment. That's another new feature in the game. These fragments are like passive and active abilities, but secondary. They can buff the character or even the enemy drops. Pretty cool. You can make different builds for each situation. The whole kingdom seems inhabited by these little meerkat-like guys.
The light hears you. You must really be a spirit. We, the Mock, thought all the spirits had disappeared from Niue. You are looking for someone. We know a seeker. Go to the Guardian of the Swamp. Kuolok will help you find the way.
Kuolok's Grotto. Find the Guardian. We have received information that we are in the forest of Niue, and the meerkats affectionately called Mock reveal that Kuolok, the Guardian of the Swamp, might be able to help us. Moving forward, I go in search of some keystones, and we also have the same mechanic of pulling and pushing some objects, just like in the first game. During the exploration, I find another tree, and this time we learn the double jump skill. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, man. The game gave us double jump right at the beginning. Just for that alone, this video already gets a like. And already using the new skill, up there I find the sticky spirit shard. With it, we can cling to walls without slipping. Personally, I used it from start to finish. On the map, you'll also find those spirit wells that serve as checkpoints and restore your health. Plus, they let you teleport to the other ones you find later. So keep collecting the stones to unlock the passage. Here's a tip for you guys. Some items might be hidden behind walls, so keep an eye out for that. And after exploring every possible corner so far, I head toward the Guardian. On the way, we meet Mock. Mock wants to show off to his friends, but the problem is that he's a bit of a coward. So he asks me to find a fang from the giant wolf we saw earlier. It seems like the wolf got into some trouble and lost its tooth. And pretty easily, going to the right, I find the Fang just lying there. When I give it to Mok, we receive the reward Kuolok ore. This is an item that will be used to build and repair specific structures. But first, we'll need to find a skilled craftsman for that. It'll make more sense later on. Now, going back the other way, I find the Reckless Shard. With it, you take more damage, but you also deal more damage. Use it wisely, my friends. On the way, I come across a special tree. This one gives me the power of regeneration. This skill is pretty overpowered, you know? I also kept it until the end. Moving forward, Kuolok ores will also start popping up on your map. And for those of you who want to reach 100% completion, make sure to collect them because they're very important. After struggling a bit and wandering around this area, beating a wave of enemies opens the path to the Life Pact Shard. Equipping it lets you use magic by sacrificing life when out of energy. Another key companion on your journey is Lupo, similar to Cornifer from Hollow Knight. He does his own thing. Greetings, traveler. I'm Lupo, the extraordinary cartographer. That was quite a storm. My maps got soaked, so they'll cost half. Deal? After all, word is you're looking for someone. What's better for finding things than a map? How about buying one for 50? Thanks, boss. Man, the map is pretty big, huh? No wonder this game is a bit bigger than the first one. Taking the opportunity to do some exploring, here we have the Resilient Shard, and basically it reduces the damage you take. No other debuffs. It's a pretty interesting shard. And just ahead, we meet Offer, the one responsible for combat upgrades. Look, there's Wukong. Hey.
There will be a view. Splendid, splendid at night. The Wellspring in all its glory. An entire generation of...
Was born here and has gone since the last time the mill wheels turned. And they say there's a... What is Shriek doing here? Something must have taken her off her perch. Some threat maybe? Not you, for sure. You seem harmless. We have to do something about that. Luckily for you, I happen to be the weapons master. Do you want to improve your skills? I can offer you a discount on your first purchase, so choose carefully.
Of all of them, I made sure to get the Spirit Smash, since it had the power to destroy unstable ground, something that can really help with exploration. Then he even gives me a side exploration quest. Moving forward and learning new parkour moves, I reach the Mock Buddies.
Wow, the Mock saw where the little owl fell. Near the home we left behind, Scary Forest. Kuolok is good, Kuolok can help.
Well, guys, according to them, Guardian Kuolok can help us because he is good. And further up above the locked structure, we have Talk.
The gaze of the great Kuolok accepts only the worthy. At least that's what the legend says. Of course, this isn't Kuolok, it's just a statue, right?
Come to think of it, it doesn't have any eyes at all.
How can it look at anything? Nice legend, right? With this beautiful lever.
All that water from Pindorama was drained, thus opening up new areas to explore. Here we find the Spirit Bow ability. I equip it right away so I can move forward. Easily, after finding the 2 stone eyes, we managed to place them in the structure. But before entering the Big Frog's mouth, I do some exploring down below the map. I find an energy cell and also the combat shrine. Basically, when you activate it, waves of enemies will start to appear, and your only mission is to take them all down. When you finish, you'll receive the shard slot upgrade. With it, you'll get a fragment slot to buff the little white stitch even more. If you start the combat again, you'll just get some spirit money. Another thing I tried was the big hammer ability, and I immediately used it to break a cracked floor. Here, I found a life cell, so it was really worth it. Keep an eye on everything on the map because there are a lot of hidden things. And now, finally, I move forward until I reach Kuolok's Hollow, and there we have Tuilin, the little wizard who's really spaced out.
You're the strange luminous one my clients talk about with such admiration. Tell me, is it normal for your people to fall from the sky? After all, I've found many peculiarities in my travels. Yes, some do fall.
Some fly, some lurk.
Some glide. But they're all customers, you know? Just customers wanting spirit shards.
And with this teaching master, we have shard abilities available to buy. I went straight for the device, which increases the chance of dealing critical damage to the trash mobs by 10. We're in this together, bro. Tuilin. See you another day. Right nearby, I also find more Mock Chapadon, and he tells me a rumor about some illegal nighttime street races with tuned cars that happen around here. And he already gives me this side quest. You'll understand soon. Up ahead, I pull another lever, opening up the lower path. Here there's a simple little puzzle to solve where you need to drop the stone from above, then move it up onto the platforms, which are activated with the power of the bow. By placing it on top of the device, the path is unlocked. In this area, another lever is activated, draining even more of the foul water from the sewer. And after a lot of exploration, I find the pedestal that reveals the starting point of the race. That's it, guys. In several areas of the map, you'll find these race points, which are basically sprints from point A to point B that must be completed within a specific time. The reward will always be a nice bit of cash. Moving on, we find another ancestral tree, and here we get the dash ability, which is that classic side dash. Man, I'm really liking that the game isn't taking too long to give out the awesome skills. Right nearby, I find Lupo, and he already sells me a nice little map of the Sapolandia region. Moving forward, I finally find the starting point for the sprint, and to get the reward for the challenge, you just need to be faster than the initial time automatically set by the game. Damn, no, don't come over here, damn. I already got past this part. I'm losing all my health, man. Here. Okay, I managed to beat the first record there. Afterwards, if you want, you can keep running just to compete against other players around the world. But I'll tell you right now, people are total tryhards, you know? In the area, I meet Manu Twilling again, and just to reinforce, here you can also further strengthen any shard ability you've already acquired. The maximum level of each one can vary. After getting a bit lost, I reached the next teleport station, but there was a reason for it to be there. This is the Horned Beetle, the first real boss we'll have to face until the end. And my friends, I thought this first fight was really awesome. Every fight was improved so much that it almost feels like a different game. This was the fight that made me understand why people prefer Ori 2. And even with our big hammer, the fight isn't that quick, because the guy has a ton of health, but eventually he had to go down. See you later, Big Beetle, vida y feta. Moving on, the Mach will help you in various areas of the game. These meerkats are really cool, aren't they? Further down, I find another ancestral tree, and here we get the Bash ability. Just like in the first game, where I can launch myself at enemies, projectiles, or lanterns. It also works to redirect attacks, break walls, or unlock paths. However, before heading down, I had to check out the upper area first.
Hulk, a spirit in my swamp? So the Mach were right. I wanted to believe, but it's been so long. I am Kuolok, and you are welcome to my little swamp. The Mach told me that you are looking for your friend, an owl. She fell far away to the east. The Silent Woods have her now. Where there are no more owls. Before, the canal behind me led there, but the waters became dirty and impassable. But there is a way. At the Wellspring to the west, there is a large silent mill. If you set its wheels in motion, the waters would run clean again. I would go with you, but the Mock need me. However, I can give you something. A fragment of the ancient light that once lit this cell. I hope that voice will guide you through this dangerous land.
I am the voice of the forest. I haven't seen your people in a long time. And it's been a long time since I left the swamp, but I'll do my best. The Wellspring needs our help.
Now go to the Wellspring and teach the waters to flow again.
Yeah, guys, I need to reactivate that mill so the waters can be clean again. We understand that this place used to be more habitable in the past, but degradation has affected the whole region. We'll learn more about the reason behind this later. On the way, this goofy Mock gives me a map he found around here. I expected him to ask me to take it to Lupo, but since he's already hooked, he tells me to deliver it to Talk. As I move on and explore, it sounds like someone is calling me.
Come here, let's take a good look at you.
And here we are in the Wellspring Glades. Ophir was also around here, and I take the opportunity to upgrade the fast travel ability so I can travel between the spirit wells I've found. Thanks to this purchase, he gives me the Quest Spirit Wisdom. It seems there's a hidden place with ancient and spiritual knowledge. Later we can check out that spot marked on the map. Another NPC who was here was Talk, and he gets interested in that little map Mock gave me. In exchange, he gives me his traveler's pouch, since he'll soon need a bigger one. And basically, this is a long quest where we'll deliver an item to the key NPC and get another one in return. And so from one NPC to the next, we'll wander through this entire giant forest. Now I have to find some adventurer out there to give the pouch to. Let's see where this is going to end up. And now, finally, let's talk to Groot.
I didn't think the rumors were true, but here you are. New and shelter spirits again. You fixed that wall pretty quickly. I guess my building skills aren't what they used to be. Even so, I promise to provide shelter from the decay here. These clearings are counting on me, Spirit. But without ore, I'm afraid I'll disappoint everyone. The materials I need were left behind when my people fled to the mines. Without the proper resources, well, my dream of a sanctuary might end before it even begins. With a little Kuolok ore, I can turn these clearings into a refuge.
He is the builder of this forest from the ancient Kuolok lineage. Being a highly skilled craftsman, the only thing he asks in return is those Kuolok ores. With that, he will turn this whole place into a completely safe, restored place.
I'll get started right away. Now that I'm building again, I can say I'm a true Kuolok once more. There are very few Kuolok left, really. So be careful if you see someone who looks like me out there. Not all of us escaped the corruption in time. Before our home was swallowed by sand, the spirits saw potential in Kuolok ore. They disappeared before they had a chance to test what we built for them. Now that you're back, that might change.
That's it for now, guys. Let's go find more of those ores out there so we can upgrade the clearings even more. New buildings can be unlocked as you progress or by talking to NPCs. This will be the area where the NPCs will stay from now on. At least Offer, Grom, and Twylin. And the Mock, of course. And I almost forgot, there's this lively iguana called Motai. She'll be watching you all the time, giving you stats on everything you've done so far. So we continue exploring to reach the windmills, but before that, I run into a giant bear, family-sized, just sleeping in one of the passages. Nothing I did could wake the guy up. Even Mock outside tried to wake him up, but couldn't either. Maybe I'll have to come back here another time. For now, I left it alone.
We remember this place. The waters of the Luma pools run through here, bringing life to the swamp. Or rather, they used to flow before the degradation, before the windmills stopped.
Wellspring.
The Wellspring. That's where we need to go to be able to cleanse the waters of Luma. But first, I had to destroy what was blocking the gears of the door. Now, let's go explore this mess.
It was a long way. but it wasn't enough to keep the family apart.
Guma and Naru are on their way, but honestly, I'm worried about it. You know how it is, right? They're not very good at fighting. There's a pretty good chance things will go south. But anyway, right? Let's keep exploring. Inside the Wellspring, we have several platforming challenges and some unusual enemies. Little by little, we destroy all the degradation in the area, going through enemies, parkour, and a bunch of other obstacles. In the middle of all that, we find another ability, and this one is Grapple. It's new in the game, and with it, we can shoot a web onto the blue moss, or even onto those blue plants you find around. We could use it as a boost or foothold. I thought it was an interesting ability, and the game uses it well later. I also meet my buddy Lupo to buy a map. Come on, man, give me the good stuff. The cops are coming. Oh man. So I kept exploring a bit more until I unlocked the path to the next region. There, I meet Talk, and he says he lost a compass. And of course, it's up to us to find it right in that area. Your mission here will be to explore one door at a time. In the first one, I already find Mock, who just happened to need a new backpack. In exchange, he gives me a bag of herbs that he was hiding in his ears. And so the hand-to-hand quest keeps going. Little by little, the parkour sections get more intense and more waves of enemies show up. On the way, I run into Ofer, and he's searching for that ancient knowledge he mentioned before. We're in this together, buddy. Soon we'll meet again. I keep moving forward and go through some crazy puzzles, destroying more infections, unlocking other doors, and finally I find the Iron Needle, which is the compass that Talk was looking for. As soon as I can, I hand it over to him. And as a reward, we get some good Gorlick ore. Moving on, it doesn't take long before I find another race pedestal. Hold on, we'll be speeding off in no time. Down there, I find another spirit shard, and this one is the Ultra Grapple. With it, you'll be able to latch onto creatures. There it is.
The Wellspring once housed a great library, Ori. Knowledge flowed like water through its walls. Now much of what was there is lost, and the water is still.
The legends were true, Spirit. The Wellspring Library. Look at all this knowledge. But there's something, a vile presence nearby. Can't you smell it? It seems to be coming from somewhere up above. Can you check it while I look at these books?
Sure, if you want to improve your skills, I'm available. Yeah, guys, my boy Ofer finally found the place of ancient knowledge. In this same room, I find the item Mysterious Seed. It's a collectible item that will make sense later on. And when we finally reach the top,
Nora Papi! Nora Papi! Nora!
oh damn. I wanted to beat them up, but unfortunately we'll have to run away as fast as possible. The soundtrack during these escape moments is always really epic and thrilling, so much so that it totally gets through to the player, making you determined to face anything.
The waters flow again, fast and clear, bright and pure. You are very brave. We need to tell Kuolok. This is a happy day for the whole swamp.
Hey, Silent Teeth, the water is flowing through the mill again. Take the good news to Kuolok. All set, man. And with the water clean and the mission now updated, it was time to go back to the Big Frog and give him the good news. But before going there, I still had a few things to do. Nearby, I found the race's starting point and quickly hit the nitro without delay. And just for fun, even after getting the reward, I tried to race again, just to try to beat my last record. That's it. I found a few more items, explored some underwater areas, and then found another combat shrine. Pretty chill. I wiped them all out, and I got my extra shard slot reward. Yeah, man, for someone who finished Silksong, the fights in this game are pretty easy. I've been through way worse on this channel, but alright, I grabbed a bunch more stuff so I could finally go back to the clearings and talk to Twilio. It's you, my man. You need to give me that triple jump here, huh? If anything tops the double jump, it's the triple jump, no question. Now, my friends, we can reach anywhere with this. That's wild. Moving on, I already talked to Grom and get him to do the housing repairs. There you go, my friends, take this 5-star crib. And another thing I did was this thorny situation, which removes all the thorns from the clearings. Now, with the new powers, I can reach higher places here on this map, even finding this fragment called Prize, which buffs enemies with more health and damage. But as a reward, they'll drop more spirit light, in other words, money, money, money. Another NPC I meet here. This is Tully.
I haven't heard much news since I fled my frozen garden after the storms. But Spirit? My family shared stories. I know your people once walked these lands, where I'm called a stranger. I'm not complaining. I nearly forgot the feel of soft earth under my fingers. Still, it doesn't feel like home. Have you found any seeds, Spirit?
Alright guys, he's the one we'll give all the seeds we find along the way to. This one we found is the Blue Moon. As he places them on the map, new regions will become accessible since they're not just random plants, but the ones that help us move around. While talking to my man Offer, I take the opportunity to level up the Thorn skill, which is like a more powerful light spear that can even break cracked ground. It might be useful later on, right? And down here in the submerged area, you can also find my man Lupo. He'll sell you the locations of the cells in general, and even of the however. The cost is pretty high. Besides that, you'll receive the quest, the Silent Map. For this quest, you'll need to explore the entire Silent Forest region without leaving anything behind. Then return here and speak to him again. Finally, my friends, it was time to talk to that chill big frog once more.
Welcome back, little one. The Mawk told me that you taught the clear waters to flow again. The stench that hung over the spring is gone. Our swamp owes you. The path east to the Silent Forest is open now, but be careful. The one the Mawk calls Shriek lives there. Her heart is made of stone, her cry is of pain. I pray that you find your friend before she finds your friend.
Well guys, our little owl buddy is in danger, so we can't waste much time.
Be careful, Ori. We're not welcome in this forest. It's her domain now.
We're officially in the Silent Forest, where the scary beast lives. I still haven't figured out if that's a giant owl or just a really buff owl, but either way, the big bad is close. The map has a fog that knocks you out and some bubbles that make you jump higher. While exploring, we found Kai right at the entrance. Bearer of light, your kind is not welcome here in my garden. When the trees needed you most, well, you were gone. Now look, my garden is practically dead. See? Cold stone, bitter dust, only one tree remains. Even it is not whole. Leave this dying place. Yes, just like your kind did before. Unless you can bring a cure for my last daughter. Take her poisoned limb, bearer of light. Find the healer of nature. Make right what your people did wrong. From him, we receive the lifeless branch, an item that can serve as a cure if it is handled the right way. It seems that his daughter, the tree, really needs this remedy, and so the quest, the Caretaker of Trees, begins. Moving forward, I find that teleport checkpoint and keep going to the right. And over here I unlock the door blocked by the stones.
The forest remains quiet, nothing but ashes and bones.
And when I least expected it.
It was time to find the way home.
Fallen friend, get out of the silent forest. Alright fam, we've got our little buddy all set, now we need to find a way out. The coolest thing here is that with her carrying me, the gameplay changes very little. We can flap our wings a few times, glide, and also blow a wind attack. And using Ori, we have the ability to use the bow. While we're looking for a way out, Kai shows up again and advises us not to make too much noise, because the Titan Owl only likes silence. And if we mess around, we might be silenced by force. Relax, my bro Kai, trust me. Using the wings, we can get a boost from these strong wind gusts, so keep an eye on that. Here I had to collect 4 key stones, and for the last one I had to use the creature from the map to break the cracked wall.
I used the creature on the cracked wall. It guarded the silence. And the silence was kept.
Yeah guys, the little wolf was silenced and will never howl again. He tried to send me packing, but I ended up feeling sorry for him, and as we moved forward, Shriek seemed closer.
The way home is out of reach.
And right over there, we have another checkpoint, which usually isn't a good sign. And yeah, I wasn't wrong. Xbox Game Studios, please, don't send me Lalao's little owl. We're separated again, but I can still hear her song not too far away. The Light Spectre appears to want to tell me something and leads me to Kuolok.
I'm sorry about your friend. The voice of the forest did everything it could, but its light is weak. Many have suffered in these dark times, especially the smallest among us. With the end of the willow, the light shattered. The spirits perished, and our land succumbed to decay. The fragments of light scattered and weakened into mere specters. If they continue like this, their lights will go out forever. It's just a matter of time. But with the help of the Mok, I found the places where they fell. The memory of the forest imprisoned by the ice to the north. Their eyes lost in the darkness to the south. Their strength submerged in the waters to the west. Their heart buried beneath the quicksands to the east. And their voice that travels with you. Alone they are weak, but together. If they believe, something can reverse the damage. It is the will of the specters. I can no longer stay hidden in my cave. I'll join the search too. Farewell, little one. The Mok and I will help you with whatever we can.
Take this, Ori, it will help you go far. We'll stay and care for your friend. Yeah, guys, the willow tree grew old and couldn't hold the light that protected the whole kingdom of Newen. But maybe by gathering all the specters, we'll have the strength needed to bring life back to this place. To start exploring, I decide to go down to the caves below. I clear the way and keep moving forward.
When the darkness came, Kuolok sent the Mok to check the depths of Mouldwood, but the gate was closed. Now Kuolok sent us to open it for you. It's because a light was lost inside, a light like yours. Little light. Lone light. It's dark, but maybe you can find them if you shine bright enough. We'll wait for you. Avoid the darkness. She is agile. Bye, Tekken.
But the idea is messed up, you know. Apparently there are some dangerous beasts down there that like to bite. Over here on the right side, I find more fragments, and this one is called shards. With it equipped, the Baur's shots are split into smaller projectiles, hitting more enemies at the same time, but with a slight reduction in damage. And now, finally, going down there, we reach the depths of Mouldwood.
Here is where the forest's eyes were lost in the blind night. This forest has always been dark, but the degradation made it even gloomier and more dangerous.
The greatest danger on the map is the darkness. To move forward, you'll need to be very careful where you step. Always look for potential light sources to ensure you walk in safe areas. Besides that, I also found some new enemies here, and even those crappy mosquito nests from the dump. Damn Edie's Egypti chasing me even in the Golden Universe. On the way, I find the checkpoint with the region's TP, and after a lot of parkour in the darkness, and when I say a lot, it's a long sequence of suffering, I at least managed to unlock this area's race. Going in this direction, I also found another skill tree. This one gave me a really good one. Flash. You spend energy and can generate a strong light around you. But not only that, anyone inside the light will take continuous damage as long as you keep the skill activated. It's a pretty powerful ability, you know? Later on, I combined it with an energy regeneration shard, and it got really awesome. In a somewhat hidden passage, I meet my man Lupo. I already grabbed that special map for 250 Christmas lights. Since you're already nearby, go to the left to find the Spirit Surge shard. With it, you'll deal more damage the more spirit light you have. It's a pretty interesting shard, unless you like to spend all your money, then it's not really worth it. It only works if you use the cheapskate build. Anyway, since I was already there, I started the race. Like I said before, just to help you guys out, I'll only show the runs where I managed to make it through. Continuing the exploration, I find another seed, unlock shortcuts, and reach my final destination. It got really tough, guys. The fight against Mora, the infected spider, has begun. This is another one of those memorable fights where the boss has a lot of health and a variety of attacks, forcing you to pay close attention to know when to dodge and when to attack. It's great how the fight has different phases, combining moments of escape and returning to battle. The soundtrack is incredible and makes everything more epic. And after a lot of persistence.
When I thought I was about to finish, the fight ends before I land the final hit. Thank you, Spirit. I am free from the corruption that clouded my mind. Now the darkness I cast over these depths can disappear. Everyone needs the light to maintain balance. Even those of us who remain fragmented. It will swallow me and collapse, and disappear forever. All of Niwan will suffer like the Mouldwood. Stay strong, Moldy. Você precisa ser forte, espírito. Even with the increasing decay, your presence brings us hope. Go on and find the Wisps.
Well guys, at least she got a happy ending. Mora managed to regain her consciousness and gave us the wisp she was holding captive. Thanks my friend, I'll come back later so we can order some snacks. It was time to go after the other wisps. I just finished exploring that little part down there that I had missed. And it was worth it, because besides getting a cell, I also found this really good battle shrine. Super chill, just defeat all the weak enemies and grab the slot upgrade. With nearly everything explored, let's leave. Back at the clearings, I talked to my buddy, Farmer Beaver, and with him I was able to show the item to my little friend here who needed to revive his tree. However, that item didn't seem to be a good thing. Later, we'll have to break this bad news to little bro. After that, I went ahead and gave him the Glowmoth charm. Finally, we got another rumor to investigate. Little by little, we're filling up our quest board, huh? Talking to Bro Grum, I get another rumor about an ancestral home. In other words, one more quest for the list. With the new plants in the environment, we can reach new places. Here I find the bow fragment, which when equipped makes the bow's shot ricochet to nearby enemies. I grabbed some more spirit light and went to talk to Twilling. There, I made sure to buy all the fragments he had for sale, since they were pretty cheap. Talking to Offer, I immediately unlocked the water breath skill, because with it we could swim like a little fish without being afraid of drowning. Another cool thing is that the attack abilities have special upgrades. Of course, I went ahead and upgraded one of them to level 2 right away, right? And now, when we do the downward attack, we throw a wave of thorns to both sides. I thought that was really awesome. But continuing with the adventure, I decide to head towards the Silent Forest to look for the next spec, and before anything else, I immediately find the Brawling Sanctuary. I defeat the skinny guys and get my extra slot. We're getting stronger, huh, my friends? Up above, we make our way to the feeding grounds, and just by the name, you can tell it's a pretty dangerous place. In this part of the game, we'll have to be quick on our feet and know exactly where we can hide. After a lot of anxiety and tension, we finally reach a good checkpoint.
We can see ghosts in the sand here, Ori. This used to be the home of the Kuolok before the decay drove them underground. Is this what all of Newen will become if we can't restore the light to it?
Here we are, officially in the windswept desert, a biome with new enemies, sand platforms that break, and more sand piles blocking various passages. On the way, we meet another creature from the Kuolok race.
Traveler, a word. No, don't worry. I escaped the corruption that affected many of my people, but I have a problem. You wouldn't happen to have a little water, would you? I think my canteen broke in a fall. Not that I'm thirsty. We Kuolok are strong. I could survive in this desert for days. However, a sip of fresh water every now and then is good for the soul, and my soul is parched.
Yeah, guys, we definitely have another quest to do, but for now, I don't have the water he needs. Sorry, buddy. And going further to the left, we finally find the tree that teaches me the burrow ability. Let's become a sandworm so we can explore areas that were previously blocked. And right there, you'll find the spot to unlock the map race. I made sure to go straight to the starting point and started the race. A great thing about these challenges is they let you practice your platforming skills, preparing you for tougher parkour sections later in the game. That's it, put the money in your pocket. Moving on, like I said, there will be a lot of platforming challenges that are much more complicated, but at least I found the Turmoil Shard. When equipped, it speeds up enemy respawn, but okay. After going through a lot of platforming, finding a mysterious seed, and finally reaching a big door that was locked, looks like I need to gather 4 Wisps to open it. Yeah, I messed up. I went straight to the endgame area, man, but at least we got the burrow ability, right? Let's head to the next region, the Luma Pools. You can get there through the Inkwater Marsh. Once you arrive, I really recommend that you get the skills to breathe underwater, because it's going to make your life like 1000% easier. On the way, Mok approaches me and asks me to find Guardian Kuolok and let him know, because he needs advice from the master. Another thing I learned on this map is that some abilities might be necessary to interact with things in the area. For example, the Kuro Feather can be used to push air bubbles. That way, you can use them as support in different areas. I found that really interesting. Up there, Talk appears and starts talking about fishing for fish. It seems like he wants something to help him with that process. Possibly another little side quest to deliver items. After swimming a bit more and facing some enemies, I find my buddy Lupo hiding again. Without wasting time, I grab a nice little map and see that I still have a lot to explore here. And further ahead, we reach Kuolok.
Hello, little one. It's good to see you around here. It's been a long time since I left my life behind, but you gave me hope. The strength of the forest is near, and something else as well. A familiar stench. I don't care. There's no time to lose. We'll talk again as soon as you find the Spectre.
That didn't sound like a good thing, this so-called familiar smell, but we'll find out soon. Right there, you'll find another mysterious seed just hanging around. Continuing the exploration, I see a Mok that needs a wire or a net. We'll definitely have to come back here later. Man, I end up getting stuck, and I think I need some other skill to move forward. Maybe I'm messing up and missing something, but anyway. There I was, heading now toward another point tied to the Spectre that's up above Baur's reach. Baur is that big bear there. The closest path was through the clearings. I used this chance to level up some shard abilities with Manu Twilling and gave ores to Manu Gorley, who added some flower touches in the clearings. And I also delivered wildflowers from the Wellspring and the Sticky Grass Seed. With that, I was even able to reach new areas here on the map. Now, it was finally time to head to the entrance blocked by the big bear. And with Kuro's feather, now we have something stronger to scratch that guy's nose. Let's wake up, Big Bear.
I dreamed of your arrival, Spirit. But you arrived too late. This land is too harsh and cold. The buds of spring sleep on the ice, high up on the mountain peak. There's nothing to do except sleep.
Hey man, you waited for me just to go back to sleep afterwards? Are you kidding me? Anyway, we've officially arrived at Baur's domain, and let's be honest, the guy isn't ruling anything here, right? He just keeps sleeping, that lazy guy. This biome is completely frozen, and it's going to need us to do a few things to bring back that nice warmth. And as you activate the heat totems, some structures on the map will thaw a little. That's how you'll progress in this region. Soon I run into my buddy Lupo and get the map of the place. Now, as I continue exploring, I pick up some items and run into Talk again.
Did you see that? She's almost sublime when seen from a safe distance. Shriek started hunting up here when the wind turned cold. I'm kind of a wanderer too, but I don't think curiosity is what made that bird roam the land. Maybe this frozen desert is just more pleasant than the place she's leaving behind.
Yeah man, the big bird Shriek is roaming around here too. Soon she'll take over everything, because Big Bear Dude just wants to sleep all day. Anyway, unfortunately, over to the right, we find another ability tree. And now we learn the Light Burst, which is just like the projectile from the first game. It can activate or break some structures, or even be used as a boost to reach even higher places. But to the right, we have Tully's cabin, the one from the rumor, and around here I find another mysterious seed. I kept reaching new areas of the map and picked up the Life Force Shard, which, when equipped, deals extra damage whenever you have more than half of your health. I also find Mach hidden next to a campfire, and it looks like he's in the mood for some hot soup. Let's try to keep that in mind for way later. Besides that, my friends, there's intense parkour, obstacles, and waves of enemies everywhere. This one tried to make it a bit tougher by putting two big guys at the same time, but they forget that here I'm the main mansouls like Silk Songer, Niter 9, and Solars. Everyone goes down, you weaklings. And finally, we're reaching the top of the mountain, but it seemed too good to be true. Man, run for it, Jubilee. We're in big trouble now. So let's get ready for another one of those insane obstacle sequences while something is chasing you.
Open your eyes, little spirit. You are safe now. You have awakened the forest's memory and mine as well. I almost didn't find you in all this snow, and then... Now spring will return to the domain, but maybe some won't welcome it. The creature that screams is one of them. I saw it in dark dreams while I slept. It was born from the dust, rising as the world succumbed to ashes. She returned to ashes and dust. She is lost, poor creature. Her heart is a stone. The summer of the past is also gone, never to return. But thanks to you, Spirit, a new summer will arise to take its place. That's what I dreamed. I dreamed of Mora, the spinner of darkness, while I slept. For a long time she lived in an endless night. Now she embraces the morning and her children. They will know what it's like to see their webs glisten with the morning dew.
Yeah, it seems my man Baur can predict the future through dreams. Maybe that's why he likes to hibernate so much. Anyway, I kept exploring some more areas, collecting items, and even found a new NPC. This is Veril. He was the one who needed those herbs, because that's what was missing to make a nice soup. Now with a portion of it, I can take it to my man Mock. I just need to remember where he was. And right below the boss, I find this catalyst fragment, an item that converts melee damage into energy. This is the strong combo I was talking about, keeping the flash activated and annoying the enemies by hitting them in the meantime. That way, you have infinite energy while dealing continuous damage to all the trash mobs. Since I was already nearby, I went ahead and gave another seed to the chubby buddy. With this, there will be more trampoline plants on the map. Now, getting back to what matters, keep exploring, and after flying and gliding around, you'll find the race pedestal behind a door blocked by rocks. This time the race is a little bit different. We have to collect all the keystones and bring them back as quickly as possible to open the door and get the spirit light. And on my first try, I took a very different route from what LDPC did, and it still worked out, so let's go. But alright, we can finally get back to the main quest and head towards the Luma pools. With the new projectile skill, I was able to reach new places. I got the energy harvest fragment, an item that makes enemies drop more energy orbs. And now, let's keep exploring. I go through some platforms, fight enemies, and manage to activate the race pedestal. But more importantly, I find the lagoon skill tree. Here I learn the water dash, an essential skill. So I don't keep getting wrecked by the traps down there. Plus, you can also use it to beat up aquatic enemies. I kept moving forward, diving turbo style through the waters until I finally reached my destination.
There it is, the power of the forest.
Kuolok in control. Damn, look, another creature is coming. That bizarre creature is controlling our friend Kuolok. I won't deny that at that moment I was really worried about him. At least the game didn't make me hit my froggy buddy. That would have been really messed up. But actually, I was wrong. The game is going to make me do it. Man, that's rough. Sorry, my froggy friend, but destiny is inevitable. I'll have to go there and hit him with a hammer. Just like other battles, this one is also super memorable, with a beautiful soundtrack, and it's sad too, because we're fighting a great friend who came here to help us.
What?
He went for the tongue attack, man. Ronnie. Happy day with him, huh? Problem is that this way I can't use the pure one, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, bye. So, well, the top part is to force myself to stay down. I don't get it. Make it all blue. You're worried about my life, man. I'm dealing damage to him here, passively. Hey, guys. Done. I just wanted to quickly say that I managed to get an achievement here by defeating him in less than 2 minutes, so you can see how powerful the flash combo is. But anyway, let's hurry up and save him before it's too late.
Your light is growing, little one. The forest's strength is secure. We may not be able to undo all the damage, but we can still give Newen a second chance. Find the Wisps and bring them together again, and the Mock. Take care of them for me. Take care of this land. Maybe you're the only one who can do it.
And so, unfortunately, the Great Master Sapone leaves us, and the Lost in Paradise mission is completed. Man, I was really sad at that moment. I never imagined I would see Sapone passing away. But every war has its sacrifices, right? He fought until the end. I'm with you, my friend. You were incredible. Now we have the 4 Wisps together, and with that, we'll be able to open the door in the deserts. I headed straight to the teleport and jumped in. It was time to finish the mission.
We did it, Ori. The heart of the forest is in there. The light of the spirit willow will open what has been closed for so long.
Only the Wisps knew the way ahead. Only to restore what was lost.
And finally, we are inside the windswept ruins.
It's always the same everywhere. A light for each spirit tree and a tree for each light. Always existing in balance. Light by itself is nothing without its vessel. But even though light is eternal, no tree lasts forever. When the willow grew old and its branches dried up, it could no longer care for its light. It shattered, and we became mere specters of what we once were. The children of the willow, the spirits of Niwen, suffered from the decay. The land plunged into darkness and ruin. There were no more spirits, and everything seemed lost. But it was foretold that hope would come. Hope would open our eyes to see in the darkness. Hope would restore the memory of what was forgotten and give us strength when we were weak. This is how the world heals. This is how the cycle continues.
Os construtores Mora sabiam que todas as coisas quebradas podem ser restauradas. Aqui, eles protegeram os espectros mais frágeis, o coração da floresta. Sentimos sua presença próxima, Ori. A luz ficará inteira de novo.
After learning a little more about Niwen's past, I clear the way to the left and we make it to the last missing specter.
When the spirit willow died, my light flickered. Now I am whole again. I am Ser. The willow is waiting for us, Ori. We need to go. But the only way there is...
Well, guys, as you probably already guessed, right? Now there's a desert snake chasing us. Yeah, poor monomanistite Branko doesn't get a second of peace. But this is maybe one of the craziest escapes in the whole game. I really enjoyed it.
Huh? It's fast.
Huh?
Wow, it's hard to predict here.
There's not enough time.
Dude, hello? No.
Who is this, bye? Oh, it's Sarah. Damn. That one was just luck, okay? Well, everything has been so far, actually.
That's Stouri, the Willow.
Mother of Light. Only the Weeping Peaks are calling us.
Yeah, son, the light called Sayer went Super Saiyan and turned yellow. Our next stop is to take him to the Willow so that peace and life can return to all of Newen. And without wasting time, I immediately teleported straight to the windswept desert. But of course, the mission wouldn't be that simple.
Blinded by her past. Grito rejected the warmth she once sought.
Damn, man, the human Saiyajin is way too strong. He made Grito run away without mercy. If it weren't for the gold holding him back, he might have finished the beast off for good, huh? Anyway, let's keep going with our story. We've arrived here at the Weeping Peaks. This place will take us to the Willow Tree. I had to activate the elevator, face some trash mobs, and get through the obstacles until I reached another ancestral tree. Here I got the jump ability, and with it, we can make much stronger jumps in any direction. I guess now with these skills, there's no corner of this map I can't reach. Let's keep going. Following the path, we unlocked a passage leading us closer to the Willow Tree.
As the end was approaching, all paths led to the spiritual Willow Tree.
And here, in the far reaches of the Willow, this is possibly our last stop. You can see how badly the decay has hit this place. Maybe it was one of the first places to be affected. It doesn't take long before I find my man Lupo. I get my map for free. Yeah, Lupo is really grateful for all our help and gave this one for free. Looking at the map is a bit scary, but it's much easier than it looks. In general, your mission is to destroy all the infections that are affecting the main roots of the Willow Tree. All these points are already marked on the map. You'll need to pay attention to the direction of the portals. Fortunately, the map shows a trail indicating where each one is going. After that, you just have to go through several tense moments of parkour, puzzles, or even face some enemies. That's how I kept progressing until at a certain point I was taken to a surprise boss fight. This is the Willowstone, a battle that catches you off guard and with a rather limited window to attack. That's because the bastard keeps protecting himself with pieces of rock, and you need to break them to reach his weak spot. Only then can you actually take down this crappy rock.
What's up, man? Well, that's it then.
go. With it finished, another point on the map is completed, so I kept exploring the remaining portals. Finally, after destroying the last one, the path to the center of the willow is opened. Let's move forward to finish this once and for all. We keep going up, higher and higher.
Until we make it to the spirit willow. The light will be restored to the land. The damage will be undone. Brave child, you healed what was broken. Sayer has been reborn. See how his memories gather on my branches. The spirits have waited so long for this day. If only I could carry this light once more, but it is no longer mine. My time has come and gone. A new era must begin. My child, I give you the light, but to carry it, you must grow. Now you must leave a life behind, to save everyone's life. Unite with Sayer. Embrace the light. Take care of these lands as I did day by day.
That's right, family, there's no way to reach the peak of the game without facing the Titan Owl, so let's start the final battle. I immediately equip my powerful build, and the fight begins. I can confirm this fight is the hardest in the game, especially because of its final phase. And yes, this was a fight that actually had me a little more on edge just because of how hard it is. It's not impossible or too complicated, but it's definitely a challenging fight. The soundtrack gives you chills, and some of the creature's attacks are really fast. The boss is really tall, so getting the necessary range to hit the Titan Owl in the head is very difficult. Stay alert because in the middle of the fight, you'll also need to do one of those fire scenes. I'm gonna run for it, guys. I didn't think we were supposed to run away. I thought we were supposed to run away. And now in this second stage, her attacks are buffed, plus the new moves she starts doing. Still nothing too hard, but it already starts to make you more tense. But when the third stage starts, my friend, that's when you have to activate tryhard mode. She's just gonna destroy the whole base. And you'll need to stay in the air using her projectiles as a stepping stone. And while she's in the air, you'll have to dodge everything and still attack whenever possible.
Bro.
When I saw that, I thought if this were a Team Cherry game like Hollow Knight, the fight would definitely start just like that. Just like Nilette from Six Silksong. But anyway, thank God this isn't Six Silksong and we're in the Ori universe. It's still not very easy because I died a few times, but I can focus and make it to the end of the battle.
That's the only way, my friend. Very little, Mace. Take that. Take that.
We will always remember the night. Oh, oh, oh. When hope failed. Some chose to remain in the darkness.
Upon waking up after everything, Ori was weak and walked in a way that reminds us of the beginning of the first game, at the moment when he loses everything.
Está na hora, Ori.
I embrace the light. Quando meu nome era Uri. The will of the spirits. It was for life to begin again.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Zeta.
We did it, guys. Damn, man. The game really wants to make me cry, huh? That's crazy, but let's go, family. Before we get to the final thoughts, I'd like to thank the members of Blonking. Thank you for your partnership and constant support, and if you also want to be part of the clan, stop hesitating, because here you'll get access to lots of exclusive videos, early access videos, emojis, and much more. Big hug, and let's keep going with the video. That's right, family. I know there's still a lot to do in Mewin, but I want to hear from you. Do you want me to make a video getting 100% in Ori and the Will of the Wisps just to finish all the side quests, complete all the fragments, cells, ores, and seeds, to make everything perfect? I even miss doing a race, man. Go ahead and leave a frog emoji in the comments in memory of our great friend Kuolok and ask for the 100% completion video. That way, I'll know you watched up to this point and that you want me to fully complete the game. Honestly, the second one is really better than the first. There's a lot of improvement compared to the first game. Besides the fact that the story ends in a really good way. That plot twist where the game's narrator is actually Ori since the first game is just pure cinema. There's no way. I have nothing else to say, man. This game here is a masterpiece, and I took way too long to play it. If you still haven't had the chance to finish it, stop wasting time and go experience this beautiful game. You won't regret it. But I'll stop here. And if you enjoyed this and want to see more content from the channel, go ahead and click on one of these videos on the screen. I know you're going to like them, especially this one about the first Ori game if you haven't seen it yet. Well, I'm heading out. Big hug, God bless you, see you in the next video. Bye, Zambra.